Well, just because so many women at the peak of their career are going to go through this.
That's
You
right.
may have women that don't go experience childbirth, but we're all going to experience menopause. And
Yeah.
so if once they start to recognize, first of all, menopause, it's a beautiful moment in your life, but we're made to believe that oh, it's this thing to dread. And but there's a lot of freedom in it. There's a lot of I could give zero Fs, you know.
Hey, friend. So, this conversation with Tracy Hill was recorded back on July 2nd, and here we are on August 18th, finally bringing it to you. Consider this my heartfelt apology for holding it back this long because you are about to hear from someone I adore. Tracy is one of those rare humans who is both deeply down to earth and boldly daring. She is sweet, thoughtful, expressive, and honest in a way that makes you instantly feel safe. And then she'll drop something so real, so true that it just cracks you wide open. In this episode, we dive into burnout and reinvention, trusting your future self, the beauty of micro shifts, the medicine of gratitude, and how human design can help you finally understand yourself in a way that feels like freedom. It's soulful and it's practical and it's lit up with Tracy's magic. Let's go. Hi, friend. If you've been dreaming about bringing your women together around beauty, truth, and transformation, this is your invitation. At Goddess of Light curated retreats, the heartbeat is the breath. The sacred space we create is anchored in transformational breathwork, infused with Reiki, and organic homemade meals prepared with care, intention, and love. These retreats are designed to melt armor, restore nervous systems, and awaken the deep knowing that's been waiting just beneath the surface. I offer 3 powerful ways we can co-create. Drop-in facilitator. I join your retreat to lead one potent breathwork and Reiki session or ceremony. This is the perfect way to elevate an already beautiful gathering with deep energetic anchoring. Full weekend presence. I stay with your group throughout the retreat, offering guided breathwork, Reiki, meditations, energy support, and presence, woven into every part of the weekend, including cacao ceremonies. Full retreat facilitation and production. I create the entire retreat for you. The space, the chef, the rhythm, the healing, all of it, every aspect. You gather your women, I hold everything else. This is for leaders who want to nourish and be nourished. For those who know it's time to come together and want to do this with elegance and ease and soul, this is for you. If your heart's been calling for this, you can reach out to me, Siri at sageblushwellness.com, or DM me on Instagram at Siri Baruch Thornton. Let's create something unforgettable. Welcome to The Authentic Creative, where we expand our capacity to feel good one deep breath, one bold choice, and maybe a little bit of magic at a time. I'm Siri Baruch Thornton, healer, creative, and lifelong explorer of all things energy, self-expression, and joy. With over 26 years of experience in Reiki, Akashic Records, and transformational breathwork, I've learned that feeling good is not a luxury, it's a practice. And sometimes it's a little messy. This podcast is here to help you trust your intuition, break the rules, the ones that need breaking, and live more fully in your gifts. So give yourself a deep breath, get cozy, and let's dive in.
Hello, and welcome back to The Authentic Creative, expanding our capacity to feel good. I'm very delighted because I have a wonderful woman here, Tracy Hill. She is the voice behind A Beautiful Fix, a podcast ranked in the top 5% globally that's redefining what it means to truly feel alive. After climbing the corporate ladder as a Fortune 500 marketing executive, Tracy hit a wall, burned out, disconnected, and stuck in a life that looked great on paper but felt hollow inside. So she did the unthinkable. She walked away. That radical pause became the doorway to a softer, more soul-aligned life. Now, through her podcast, retreats, human design sessions, and signature thought gems, Tracy empowers women to stop chasing answers outside themselves and start trusting the wisdom within. Her mission is simple: to help women feel high on life, one beautiful fix at a time. You guys can tell why I want to interview Tracy, right? I mean, This is just so up our alley. This is just everything that we adore over here. I was recently on your podcast, Tracy, and it was anytime I've been with you. Such a delight. I feel so seen and loved and heard and known, which is exactly what I like to give other people too. I remember us first meeting talking about human design. So I love that that's what you do, part of what you do. I love the other day when you were doing your challenge for a while and I got to pop into that and share about that of, doing something audacious and bold and daring to step outside the box. You can share about that if you want to. I love your responses, speaking of human design, to anything that I do with you, whether it's breath work, whether it's just grounding and running our energy like we just did. You're just so easily lit up by the practices that I do. And I think it's because we both love these types of practices, energy work, and you're just so lit up now. And I've loved having you on my podcast, on my panels. So thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. How are you doing?
Siri, thank you so much. I'm so excited. I feel like the generator in me is going to explode. First of all, you make it so easy. You make it so easy to respond because, so for the listeners, to start off this conversation behind the scenes, she did breath work with me again. And I was expecting a couple of deep breaths. And again, Siri just over delivers. It was so beautiful. My heart is just always so open to it. I do not take it lightly. Again, every time I'm in your presence, I can feel it. I can feel you and your energy, and it's beautiful. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it. And yes, thank you for mentioning the challenge. That was for June, and that was Delusional June. And I loved it because it gave women the permission. There was nothing delusional about it, but that word just gives you the permission to help understand why you are showing up differently today than you did yesterday or an hour ago. You make this decision to say, I'm going to show up as her, as in your future self, and you go. And for so many women, it just got them moving. And you mentioned that you were going to show up and hold space in your retreats, and you were going to fill it with exactly who needed to be there. And spoiler alert, it's sold out. It's you have filled your retreat. I mean, and for me, I did not know what that meant for me. I just knew that I was going to wake up June 1 as her. That's all I told myself. No rules, just her eyes, see the world through her eyes, think the way she does, move the way she does. And what came from that was it really made me move. I'm not a consistent worker outer. I need to. I start, I stop. I like all the gear. I like getting
Girl,
the yoga. Are you with me on this, Sari? Are
I
you?
am so with you. Oh, yes.
It's, I love to walk. That's something I probably do consistently, but all the rest, I go out, I buy all the gear,
Yeah.
and then I do it for about 2 weeks, and then I move on. We have so many things. But anyway, my husband's like, really? We've got the vibrating plate, we've got the trampoline, we've got all the things. But I worked out every single day the month of June because
Wow.
she was like, we're doing this. And it got me in a habit, and I'm still doing it. It's July, I'm
Okay,
still doing
so
it.
let's dissect the she because yes, in
Yes.
our world we know what you're talking about, but some people might not because people all over the world in 65 plus countries do tune into this and they may not know
Yes.
what you mean when you say she, her.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Your future self is what I'm calling it. Your aligned higher self that is in you. So my big thing is with everyone, you hold all the answers. They're all inside. They're all inside of you. I was a big searcher during my period of leaving my career, corporate career. I became very unrecognizable to myself. I didn't have any answers. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to be. It was driving me crazy because I'd never
You were
been like that in
in
my
the in
life.
between. You leaped
I was in the
without
in-between.
knowing. Yeah.
I did because I had to leap. I was like, I can't stand where I am anymore. But I was searching Siri everywhere. If I had known you, I would have called you like, Siri, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think I should be doing? Like
Hmm.
everything. The answers are within. So when I refer to she or her, it is just tapping into your future self that already knows who she's already there. She's already living the life that is in alignment with who you're meant to be. And it's just tapping into that and saying, you drive, you take the wheel for a little bit. Let's let you lead.
I love how you used the word delusional because, as you said, it gives us permission because we're so rational. We're so logical. We're so just practical.
Hmm.
And we're conditioned that way, and it's very useful to have common sense to keep us
Yes,
safe.
sure.
And also that part of us, the ego part, the reptilian part that keeps us quote safe is also the part of us that experiences Groundhog Day, which is what I think you were experiencing before you
Oh God.
decided to leave the corporate world.
Yes.
But I want to back up to
Okay.
learn about Tracy. I want to know,
Yes.
where were you born?
Oh, I was born in Chicago, Illinois.
Love it. And did you grow up there? How long were you in Chicago?
So I was born in Chicago. We lived there for about 3 years. I moved out to University Park, which is a southern suburb, at age 3.
Hmm.
And then I've always lived in the Midwest. I went to school at the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. We moved to the city. I lived in Lincoln Park and the South Loop and Lakeview. And then we had
And that
our
was all
boys
that was all in Illinois?
all in Illinois,
Okay, got it.
all in Illinois. But when we found out we were pregnant with our fourth son, we were like, the city is going to be challenging because my oldest was getting ready to start school. And we thought it's probably time to move. We did not want to leave Chicago, but my husband was like, let's look at Indiana. He had some stores at the time in Indiana. I was like, I'm not doing Indiana. I'm not doing it. And we drove out one day into our community and I fell in love and I was like, I'm in. I'm big on nature
Hmm.
and it's just beautiful. And we moved. So I've lived in Illinois and now I'm in Indiana. So nothing, I haven't gone far.
Okay, so well, I think that's great. And tell me more about younger Tracy, just so we get a sense of
Sure.
what is still the same and what is evolving when we talk about her and the evolution. Like, what do you feel is still at the core of you that's never changed about you,
Mm,
first of all? And then I'd like to talk about your growth arc.
sure. Sarah, I've never thought of that before. If I had to answer that quickly, I would say my sensitivity.
Oh,
So
wow.
oh, as a little girl, I was brutally just sensitive to the point where my
Yes.
father worried about me. He was like, Tracy, you have to thicken up. You've got to thicken your skin. This world is
Oh,
going to eat you up. And just, and which
yeah.
he was right about that. But I still am. But now I see it as a superpower. I don't make apologies for it
Yes.
anymore.
Yes. Yes.
And so I love nature. I love animals. It pains me to know what we do to animals, but for me, they are just a gift that we get to walk this earth with these amazing creatures. So that I think is the thread is
That's
this.
beautiful.
Yes, that is what has changed. I feel like though younger Tracy was very Capricorn, very ambitious, very driven.
Yes.
As a little girl, I wanted to be a businesswoman. I wanted to be a vice
Oh,
president of a
okay.
company. Like that was my dream. It was just go, 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 go. That part has just, she's gone. That part is gone.
Were you into sports? Were you an athlete? Were you an artist? Were you into
No.
boys? What
Oh
were
God. I was so boy crazy, but painfully shy at the same time.
Uh-huh.
I had so many crushes. My first crush, I think, was Elvis Presley.
That's
I
awesome.
lost my mind. I remember walking through, I must have been, I don't even know, 5 or something. And that's not true. I had boy crushes before 5, but I remember walking through and he was on the TV and I walked in and was like, okay, who's this? To my
Okay,
parents,
okay,
what's
but wait a minute, because aren't we the same-ish age? Because I'm like 47. I'm gonna be 47.
I am 55.
Girl, oh my.
I am
Okay,
55. I'm
okay.
level 55.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Thank you, Siri.
Uh, okay. So
Yes.
you're so youthful in spirit,
Thank you.
in soul, and you're so gorgeous and youthful looking.
Oh,
So I
thank
think
you.
this is because of the work that you do.
Mm,
But okay, so you were into Elvis, you were saying you love like because I want to get the whole picture of you and
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so no to the sports. Terrified of sports. Did not like group sports. Horrible because the moment the volleyball would come to me, I would miss it, and then everyone would try to hit it for. I just hated it. Loved
Yes.
swimming. I loved individual things. I didn't
Mm.
like everyone relying on me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was as a little girl, I was very confident and loved to play, thought I could do anything. But then the world started to slowly say, hey, stop all that. You can't do that. You're not the best singer. I can't sing at all. But I used to run around singing. And then I heard
Yes.
other people sing, and I was like, oh, okay. I can't sing. So over time, the world just chipped away at Tracy. And
Sure.
I feel like this version of me is letting that little girl come out more. I'm getting over
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
And that's the only way I'm able to do a podcast. That's the only way I'm able to show up on social media is like, I don't care anymore.
Mm.
I care a little bit, but
Yes.
I'm not going to let it stop me.
Okay, so I'm very curious. I know we're a little like all tangential here, but I'm
Yes.
very curious. I just got to follow the curiosity thread.
Okay.
How did you get from being, you're still sensitive, but you have your beautiful fixes, you have your ways of getting over yourself. How did you do what you just said? You cared so much and you didn't want the pressure of other people on you. And then you just said, I'm getting over myself. I don't, I show up. I don't care as much in the sense of I'm not worried about it.
Yes.
How are you getting there? How did you get there? What did that transformation look like? What are the steps? How are you doing it each day when you're doing it?
Yes. So I think for me is life is short. You only get one time around. And I thought about, are you going to go through your life holding back and not experiencing life because someone that you went to high school with maybe is laughing at a post of you? Like it just doesn't make any sense. So I knew that I got stuck right before I left my career. And it was because I kind of stopped evolving and stopped growing. And I want to grow. I don't want tomorrow to look like today. I want to experience it all. So I knew I was going to have to do the scary thing. You're going to have to do the scary thing one way or another. I'm either going to have to go and knock on someone's door for a job, or I'm going to have to do that.
Mm,
Something
yes,
might as well do the scary things in your own world,
yes,
doing something you love. So I
yes,
just had to work with myself
yeah,
and just say the idea of staying stuck and not doing it was scarier than doing the thing.
yeah.
So that's what got me to go.
You got really in touch with your dreams too. It sounds
Yes. Mhm.
like the her vision.
It took time though, Siri, because when I was in corporate America crashing, I didn't know. I couldn't answer that question. At the time, everyone
Hmm.
was saying, follow your passion. And I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it
Sure.
is anymore. I was so numb. I had stopped allowing myself to dream. And when I made the leap, I allowed myself time to just be, which was the first time I'd been working since I was 14 years old. The first time in my life, I just said, we're just going to be. We're just going to get still.
Okay, so you started working when you were 14.
Hmm.
And then what age were you when you were like, I just need to be and get still?
50. When I turned 50,
Okay,
I
this was
literally,
like a marked
yes,
moment. Yes.
gotta go. I had taken some breaks to raise my children when my boys were really, really young. I took about 3 or 4 years off, but it was always for it was never just to rest or relax. It was
Sure.
always, okay, stop this job and now, raise 4 kids. And so this was my,
Just a little
right,
thing.
just a little, just
Small little four kid thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So this was the first time that I said, I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to try to fix it. I'm not going to run this because I knew that would be broken. I would show up on someone else's doorstep because it wasn't my job, which made it worse. It wasn't my career. It wasn't the people that I worked with. It wasn't what I was doing. It was me. And I
Yeah.
thought, I've got to fix this or figure it out. So when I got still, it started to come back. It started to come back. And when I thought about that question of what am I passionate about? What do I love? There was a thread of it's not one thing, but I love beautiful things. I love beautiful moments. I love conversations like this. I love sunsets and seeing the deer outside my window. I love beautiful paper and pens and books and notebooks. Like there's no vacation spots, destinations, hotels, high-end luxury boutiques, like cars, real estate, just beautiful. I didn't realize at the time, but it raises my vibration instantly. They're very
Yes.
high vibrational things. And so I started to search for those. And that's why I call it a beautiful fix. It's like no different than someone searching for a fix for drugs. For me, it was a good
A
vice,
healthy,
a
yeah.
healthy vice.
Yes,
I
yes.
wanted to search for these beautiful things, whether it was music or whatever. So that's kind of what started it. And slowly it started to come back. And I thought, I want to put good energy in the world.
Yeah.
At the time in 2020 during COVID and the pandemic, there was so much just darkness. I want it to be a little bit of shining the light on how beautiful life is. Yes, it can be
Mm.
ugly. Yes, it can be dark, but there's so much out there that is absolutely beautiful. And so that's where
Yes.
it started. And then it kind of evolved into the podcast and human design and retreats. And
When you say it came back,
mm,
what is the it that came back, that started to come back as you focused on these beautiful things? Is it
purpose,
okay? Got it. Okay.
purpose. I think, and I may be botching this, but someone said that something about the antidote to depression, I think, is having
Mm,
purpose or
yes.
something
Yep,
like that.
that's right.
It is so true because my whole life I had purpose. I was always chasing the next thing. I always could tell you where I was going, what I was going to do next. And for some reason that stopped. And I think that made me just feel the way I was feeling because I didn't understand my purpose. I didn't understand what was next. I didn't have anything to look forward to. But slowly something started to wake up inside of me and I realized I had purpose. I wanted to build this thing. I could see it all. I could see people sharing their beautiful fixes with me. I could see the exchange. I didn't want it to be a one-way conversation. I wanted people to dial into a podcast and say, Tracy, I was just at this amazing place. You have to go. And I could add that to my list. Or have you heard this song? So I could see it. And that just kind of brought me back.
Yeah, and what I'm noticing is that I think you help women discern is the difference between drive and ambition and quotes success and actual purpose that aligns with our true heart.
Yes,
Right? That's the
absolutely.
distinction that you were making and that you're continuing to help people make.
Yes, absolutely. And there's so many ways to get there. And you don't have to leave your career. That I don't want my message to be, do what I did and leap and jump into the unknown and leave your career. It doesn't have to. I let it get to that point. I'm trying to share tools like breath work, things that women can do to regulate their nervous system, bring them joy while they are in their career. I just
Hmm.
neglected myself for so long and did not have great self care that I got to that point. And I'm trying to help women through all the guests that come on my podcast, show them all the different ways because there's no one way,
Yes.
but you can't shut yourself in. I made my whole world my career. My job didn't ask me to do that. They would have loved for me to have had a life outside. But here's the other thing, Siri. Yesterday I had two women on my podcast from their companies called Midlife Upgrade, and they
Hmm.
just released a book called Midlife Upgrade.
Hmm.
But in that book, I realized they have a whole chapter on, well, the whole book is about menopause and perimenopause. And I
Hmm.
realized how little I knew about those two topics. And they
Mm.
talked about 1 in 10 women will leave their career because of perimenopausal symptoms. I almost threw the
Interesting.
book because when they were talking about the symptoms, I thought, I think that's what I was going through
Sure.
that last decade of my career and I didn't know. And if I had
Yep.
known, I would have given myself more grace. I would have had some more answers as to why I wasn't thinking the way I normally think, why I wasn't showing up the way I normally show up.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
know.
really only in the past, I want to say, year. Yeah, okay, maybe 5 years if you were paying attention. But
Yes.
honestly, in the past year, that this topic has really started to actually emerge into the general consciousness. So, yeah, of course. And oh my goodness, the suppression
Mm,
is insane that like, oh, at least half the population is women. Why weren't we talking about this? It wasn't accepted. Now we're going,
yes.
F that.
Yes.
We're talking about it. And it's
Yes.
important and we need to keep talking about it. Because, yeah, even though now I'm aware because it's so kind of becoming mainstream about perimenopause and menopause symptoms, I still don't really know or pay attention or remember half of the time. Oh, that's probably because of my body changing, the hormones changing. Of course, of course, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And of course, corporate America, they don't know. They
No.
don't know to recognize this and their
Or
employees that
even
are
if they
female.
did know, are they going to really take the time to honor that? Like
Well, there's that.
that's not necessarily important to their bottom line.
But it is.
Even though, right, it really
It
is.
is
I'll let you
because,
share.
well, just because so many women at the peak of their career are going to go through this.
That's
You
right.
may have women that don't go experience childbirth, but we're all going to experience menopause. And
Yeah.
so if once they start to recognize, first of all, menopause, it's a beautiful moment in your life, but we're made to believe that oh, it's this thing to dread. And but there's a lot of freedom in it. There's a lot of I could give zero Fs. It
Hmm.
makes you step into this whole new phase of your life. But if we don't recognize it, if we don't talk about it, if we don't honor that, if we don't recognize it in our employees, you're going to have people like me
Leave. Yeah.
that leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and ultimately it is important to the bottom
It
line. Like
is.
we're
It
saying
is.
is because if companies can be aware of it and they can really honor it, just like it would be important to honor a woman having children,
Yes.
which we're still working on,
Yes.
companies honoring that and the time that that takes. But we can be so efficient. This is coming into like a human design conversation. We don't
Okay.
have to, grind it out, and do the long way. We can borrow a vision from our projector and we can switch lanes if we're a generator and go, wait, actually, this lights me up and that's going to be a better lane for me. Talk to us about human design.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yes.
when did you first discover it? How did it inform you? How has it changed your life?
So everyone asks, how did I discover human design? And it's one question I cannot answer. I don't know how I found it. I do know that it happened in 2020. I just remember having a book in my hand, and I don't remember if I was on Amazon and they recommended it, if I heard someone talking about it. I cannot remember what the catalyst was, but I had a book in my hand. It's sitting right there in 2020, and I devoured it. I love personality tests. I've done all of them. I know every I can dissect myself.
Enneagram and yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
all of them.
Uh-huh.
And I just dove into it, highlighter and all, absolutely loved it. But at the time, I was still working, and I thought, Tracy, here we go again. You and these crazy things that you're interested in, put it back on the shelf. I had never heard anyone talk about it. This is
Oh, wow.
silly. Just put it back on the shelf, and there it's set. And then with time, I started hearing people mention. I thought, oh my God, that's that thing I read about, and more and more. And then I think it was actually at Kathy Heller's retreat when she had, oh, I'm
Alexandra
forgetting her name,
Cole.
Alexandra Cole. And she said, we're going to talk about human design. I thought, yes, I absolutely love this. I love this topic. It's been a while. But when I was sitting there next to women and they exhaled, they were like, oh my God, this is the thing I've been beating myself up that I switch things and I turn, I don't finish, and I'm supposed to be, I'm designed. When I saw that on their face, and I thought, I'm going to go back home and dust that off.
Yeah.
And this is amazing. If I can help women feel this, and then that's when I just bought every book on it and got certified in it because
Nice.
there's not a lot of things out there that lets you know that you're designed exactly how you were meant to be.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of deconditioning. I'm not trying to tell
Yes.
you, Siri, you should be this way. You should
Hmm.
think this way. I'm just saying you're exactly how you should be, but you probably have layers of conditioning.
Hmm.
Let's strip that back and get back to the core of who you are. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And so for people who don't know what we're talking about when we say layers of conditioning, because we understand
Yes,
each other, but tell us more about what that means, what that is, how that happens, and the
sure.
process of deconditioning.
Yes. So, first of all, with human design, what is it? It is simply it's your energetic blueprint. We don't always think of us as being energetic bodies, but we absolutely are. It's scientifically proven. Everything is energy, everything. So, we have these auras about us that are moving through the world, and you know, um, they are interacting with your environment and other people. And oftentimes it's before you open your mouth, your
Yeah.
energy is showing up. So when you were born exactly how you were meant to be, completely whole. But then
Mm.
the conditioning starts. And what I mean by conditioning is a lot of times it starts from well-meaning parents, just giving their viewpoints on life or even the way they raise you. It can be from your friends, your pastor or your preach, your church, your
Hmm.
community, social media, celebrities.
Yeah.
We're just bombarded with Siri, this is how you should really be. This is how
Yeah.
you are. But this is kind of what success looks like. This is what a
Hmm.
successful person looks like. This is how they wake up in the morning. This is what they do. This is what you should really strive to be. This over here, this.
Mm.
And it's just conditions you to the point where you no longer even recognize that your energy was meant to move a different way. So all human design is when you are in alignment with your energy, you move through your life with more ease and flow and less resistance. At the most basic level, that's what it is. When you're doing a lot of efforting and not getting anywhere, you are more than likely out of alignment. Your
Mm.
energy, we have a finite amount of it, unless you're a generator, and use it wisely. But even with generators, when I first learned that I was a generator and that we have access to all this life force energy, I was like, no, I'm burning out of my career. How do I have access to all this energy? And then
Mhm.
they added the caveat when you're doing something that lights you up. And I thought about it and thought, absolutely. If when I got this book, Midlife Upgrade, I read it in 2 days. I couldn't put it down. Like that is when I'm into something, I have to say, Tracy, it's time to go to bed. It's 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
But put taxes in front of me. It's time for you to work on your taxes. And I'm done within a minute. I'm like, okay, I have no energy for that.
Yes.
So it's important that we put guardrails up, that we understand our energy and we use it in a way that works for us. And in terms of deconditioning, oh, there's so many things that you can do.
Hmm.
There's so many things that you can do. A lot of it is honestly just starting with your design, understanding who you are so that you can recognize the areas where you are receiving conditioning. So, and I don't want to make this all about human design, but you have these centers, these energetic centers, and they're either defined, which means you have consistent access to that energy at all times, it's reliable, or it's undefined. When it's defined, you're transmitting that energy, you're giving that
Yes.
energy. When it's undefined, it's just not fixed. It's there, but it's not something, it's going to light up depending on who you're around or your environment that you're in. Those are the areas where we get a lot of conditioning. So once you realize that your emotional solar plexus is undefined and you start feeling all these feelings, because not only are you receiving that energy, but you're amplifying it. So when you realize that if you're feeling emotional, you can stop and say, wait a minute, is this even me? Are these
Mm.
my emotions? There's power to that because we often get caught up in our thoughts and our feelings, and the idea that you might be holding onto someone else's, you can let it go. You
Mm.
could be a lot gentler and kinder to yourself and breathe into it and let it go and start to realize what is really you and what is someone else.
I just remember, Tracy, that's beautiful the way you explained the conditioning, the deconditioning, the defined, the undefined centers. And obviously, if you guys want to learn more and get more into it and have a reading because you're getting curious about this, you can get in touch with her. I just remember when my husband first learned that he was a projector. And
So
he
is I.
cried. He cried. Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
He cried because he was so relieved to understand himself. And I think it's very similar to what you were
Wow.
seeing in the room and what you experienced yourself. Same with me as a manifesting generator. All of a sudden, gosh, what I would have done, how I would have felt, the confidence I could have had as a
Yes.
teenager and
Yes.
in my 20s and in my 30s and in the beginning of my 40s to have that information. And what's so amazing is now you and I can start to give this information to people
Yes.
so that they cannot feel like there's something wrong with them, that they're not going to have to always swim upstream, that it can be easy. It can feel
Can be.
good. We
Especially as manifesting generators, Siri. I was going to say, I think out of all the sessions that I do, when I have a session with a manifesting generator, I almost see the most relief from them because you guys are like these superhumans. You have these superpowers. The
Mm.
fact that so manifesting generators can multitask and can be multi-passionate and can pivot often and
And
maybe
are
not
meant
finish
to
it.
pivot
Meant
often.
to. Like that's your gift. You guys
Ah!
often combine two things that maybe we've never even thought of combining. So, but I feel like so many women have beaten themselves up like I don't finish what I start and I'm always and people are telling me just stay in your lane and it's like nope.
Hmm.
Nope because
Or hey,
really
narrow it. Why don't you narrow that down to one
right
thing
down.
because you're just
No.
doing too many things.
Right. Do it all because you may get into something and 2 weeks later you pivot to this, but maybe you got exactly what you needed out of that first thing that brought you to this. So it served its purpose. You move on and now you investigate this. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy.
I like to think of it my whole life as like I've got all these stove tops. And so this is going to be on the
Yes.
front burner right now, but then it's going to go on the back burner for a little bit. Then I'm going to put it back on the front burner. It's not gone forever, but I need to always have things that are rotating. So I can go
Yes.
over here, get excited, lit up. Okay, I'm done with that. Come over here, get lit up over here. Yeah.
I love that analogy. I've heard that as well for manifesting generators. It's like you are this premier chef. And in your kitchen, you've got all these things going, you've got the oven with the three different, and it's all coming together beautifully. That's exactly the energy of a manifesting generator.
So you have a podcast, Tracy. I was on your podcast. It was so much fun. Talk to me about your podcast. Like, when did that get started? How did it get started? Why? How's it going now? It seems like it's grown really quickly and really magnetically, probably because you're in alignment and you're using your human design and all of that.
Yes, I think I have to honestly, I think Kathy Heller is a big part of why I wanted to do a podcast for probably 10 years when I first started thinking about a beautiful fix a long time ago. When it first kind of popped in my head, I didn't do anything with it, but I thought, "Ah, I don't know how to do a podcast. I don't know anything about how do you do it. I just completely got stuck. But then when I met Kathy Heller and got into her world, I took her class on podcasting and I just followed. And I was so nervous, Siri, that I'm big on courses. I love to learn. I
Sure.
love to do all the things, but the taking the action part, that's where I get into my head. And well, maybe next year. And the whole time I was doing it, I thought, Tracy, are we really going to launch this thing? But I
Mhm.
just trusted her process and did it. And I had no idea. I honestly thought I was going to be terrorizing my family to listen to it. So I'd have 6 people listening. I really believe that. And when I launched it and it launched the way it did, I was just blown away. I was
Hmm.
blown away and I still am. And every download that I see, everything, I just feel so much gratitude. So it launched at the end of January, the last Wednesday in January. I think it was January 29th. That's when it launched. So it's been going for about 5 months now.
Only
And
5 months and you're already in the top 5%, girl.
that blew my, so when I saw your ranking of the top 2.5%, I think, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, and I was like, how do you check that? So I did a bunch of research. And then when I thought I was going to be like in the bottom 90%, I just was floored. I just could not wrap my head around that at all, that number. But I've been consistent with it and it's not me. It's all the guests that come on the show.
It's
It's,
both.
it's,
It's both. It's,
thank you.
of course, it's
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Yeah, you're a natural. And I think you're so naturally magnetic because you're in your alignment now,
Mm.
because you're choosing yourself, because you've learned how to prioritize your inner knowing. So, talk to me, if you will, about prioritizing our inner knowing more.
Mm.
This is what you help women to do. Stop looking
Yes.
outside of themselves and prioritize how do they know what they know? How do we tap into this inner knowing? How do we realize that we're our highest authority and continue to choose from that space?
Excellent question. And there's a couple of different ways. First, through human design, that is really what it teaches you to do, to trust your own authority, to trust your body. We make so many decisions. Someone recently said that we live our lives through from the neck up because we're
Sure.
constantly in our head. We're
Yeah.
constantly in our mind. We've trusted this thing. We think it's us. And as you mentioned earlier, it's Groundhog Day. It's just going to tell you about your own lived experiences. When you're ready to grow, you have to drop into your body and
Hmm.
start trusting this again.
Yeah.
So we get that sixth sense, we get that instinctual feeling, we get that gut feeling, but a lot of times we write it off as, well, it's not as important as someone telling me or reading it in a book or here, but it's actually one of the most powerful things that we have. So it's really starting to drop back into your body and let it lead first. Let your body lead and you
Mm.
let your mind follow.
Mm.
But also, and I have a guide that is a free resource if your listeners would like it.
Sure.
It's just micro shifts, what I call micro shifts, because when you're in a state of overwhelm, the last thing you need is for me to say, you need to quit your job, you need to divorce your husband, you need to move across the country. All these big life changes, that's
Hmm.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's the little tiny decisions that we make that really move you the most. So I'll share one. I have five. They're all so simple. If you were to download this guide, you're going to be like, really, Tracy? Because, but don't let the simplicity of them
Yes. Yes. They're the
override
most
how
powerful.
powerful. We have everything already with us. You don't have to buy anything, you don't have to pay anything. It's all free, it's all right here.
Hmm.
But one of the things that really started to change me was, oh, there's so many, but I'll just mention gratitude. And again,
Yes.
cue the eye roll. We've been talking about gratitude forever, gratitude practices. But Siri,
But there's a reason.
there's a reason, because when you can get to the point where you are so grateful, and I don't mean for the promotion or being on Siri's podcast or the
Sure.
big things, but I remember the morning that I woke up and I hopped out of bed and I walked a few feet to my bathroom and I realized, oh my God, like what just happened? I I didn't have to knock on the door. I don't have a line of people waiting to get in. I don't share this bathroom with five other families. I didn't have to go outside and walk down to the local Walgreens. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
just walked from my bed to my own private bathroom. Something I've done my entire life, but suddenly I became overwhelmed with, that's amazing. That is
Mm.
amazing. Then I walked to the sink and turned it on and there was running water. And I was like,
Yes.
this is unreal. And I walked downstairs and I opened the refrigerator and I don't know what happened to me, but all of a sudden I became overwhelmed with gratitude for my
Wow.
life, things that I've taken for granted
Wow.
forever. And that's when things started to change for me.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know if that's as much as you were asking about inner
I think that
knowing.
is incredibly moving to have that deep of an awareness of what you have. Because I'll do like stream of consciousness gratitude journaling before bed, and I'll say,
Yes,
I'll write a lot of the things you're talking about. But to have that much perspective on your life, we don't tend to have that perspective.
no,
That is very zoomed out and simultaneously zoomed in. Like it's super,
yes,
super specific and small and detailed, but it's also like seeing the huge big picture here.
yes. And you can do that throughout your entire day. If you can get that present in the present moment, you can do that for everything and realize this is because you just tend to go. When I would write in my gratitude journal, I would think of like what amazing thing happened today that I can be grateful for. And that's good. But honestly, I'm talking about taking a shower and putting on warm, clean clothes, like that level of having your husband walk through the door and you see him with fresh eyes of, oh my God, I love him and he's home and he's
Hmm.
versus like, hey, the kids were asking me and you just get into
Yeah,
the
you skip
stuff.
over
You
it.
skip over it. It's like, man, you're home. Listen, let me just unload on you. When you can realize, oh my God, I share a life with my best friend and it's
Yeah.
your children. There's no end to it.
Yeah, and I recently lost our dog that we've had for
Yes.
13 years.
Yes.
And you've been
Sorry.
so supportive and sweet and kind about that. And it opened up a portal of appreciation for everyone in my life, and I'm so in touch with
Mm,
every moment that I get to share with the people that I love because it is so temporary. That really opens that portal up for me. And I think anyone who's lost a pet or someone close to them can get in touch with that, but you don't need to wait for that moment.
right. Don't wait for the major loss. But yes, I think that is the gift that death gives us is waking you the hell up. What are you doing? All these people in your life, your furry babies, it's just temporary.
Yep.
Enjoy. Today actually marks the 18th year of my father's passing.
Oh
11/55.
my
Yes,
goodness. I'm
18 years.
so
So,
glad that you, okay, talk to me about that.
yeah, so I thought of him this morning as I do most days, and I felt gratitude because I'm to the point. This day has always been very hard for me.
Sure.
But it wasn't hard today. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about it, but he's to the point now where he lives in my heart. He is forever a memory. I no
Mhm.
longer expect to see him, hear him, touch him, hear a story. Have my mom, that's all gone. I can think of him now
Mhm.
and just smile and feel good. So I'm in a wonderful place
Mhm.
because I'm such a daddy's girl, and it was one of the most painful things. It was the beginning of, I think, the unraveling of me because he passed when I was 37, and it was such a huge loss for me. It was like the foundation was ripped out of from underneath me, and it was kind of the beginning of the house of cards that I had built just
Sure.
slowly falling. So it's been a journey, but yes.
Wow. I can only imagine what that will be like when
Oh,
that happens for me because I love my dad. He was my best friend. He's not my best friend anymore because my husband's my best friend now, but he's a
yes.
close second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Siri,
Aw,
that's such a gift. Just know that. It's such a gift that he's still in your world.
it is.
And yes, anything that
Every day
mm,
thank God my parents are still alive. What a
yes.
gift. What a gift.
What a gift. I just really I
And the
saw
love that you had for your dad that
oh
you still have for him. What a gift. Right? Because
yes.
the grief is really just the love.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the price you pay for loving someone. And I not everyone has these types of memories. Not everyone had the
Yes.
wonderful relationship I had with my father. So
Yes.
I realize that it's a gift. But I remember one year on, I think it was on TikTok, someone did a TikTok where they showed, how the phone looks when your mom calls. It just looked like someone was calling and it said mom. And it
Hmm.
just said, one day you will no longer see this. And I was like, oh my God. Like
Stop.
I never
Oh.
thought of it like that. I never
Oh.
thought of it. One day that will never, and things like that just it allows you to be present with what you have
Yeah.
right in this very moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not about walking in fear. It's really about walking in gratitude and being alive
Yes.
and coming alive to what truly lights you up. And that's what you're
And
about.
matters.
That's what you're
Yes.
about, Tracy. It's
Yes.
it's wonderful. So thank you for the work that you've done on yourself, that you continue
Yes.
to do on yourself. That is the most important work we can do in the world, and you have done it and you're
Yes.
doing it, and it's so evident in the way that you show up, in the energy that you bring to everything you do, the generosity that you have with your words and your kindness, and the aliveness that you have when you're talking about what you love to do and how you love to serve. It's so evident. So
And Siri, can
it's
I
wonderful. Yes,
can I
yes.
just say really quickly for those listening, when you mentioned the work that I've done on myself, so much work, and it's ongoing. It's
Yep.
ongoing. So my husband, also a projector, he is the nicest guy you will ever meet. If you were to meet him, you'd be like, I feel like I've known John for since high school. He's just that guy. He's a projector. He sees right into you. He's there. His set point is happiness. He just wakes
Oh,
up happy. He just rarely anything, even if something big happens, he'll feel it for a moment and then he moves on. I have to do the work all day, every day. I have to constantly work on it through meditation, through breath work,
I
through
relate.
reading, through,
Yes.
okay. So I don't want people to hear this and think, oh my God, well, they've got their stuff all together. No, it is a decision that I'm making
Yeah,
to work on my own energy. And instead of judging others and telling other people what they need to do, every day I get up and say, what do I need to do to be a better person and to work through my stuff? So I will be working on myself
best
until the
project.
last breath. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing selfish about it. If we would all do this, the world would be a much kinder place.
So, the thing that's lighting you up the most in terms of how you're serving others
Oh,
is there a particular offer, a particular retreat?
yeah. So for the thing that lights me up the most is what I mentioned earlier, seeing women exhale about themselves, stop beating themselves up, or for them to, I'm trying to have this come with me energy versus look at me energy. Look at what I'm
Sure.
doing. Come with me. To see women come with me and send me texts like, I did the thing, Tracy. I made the call. I stepped out of my
Love
comfort.
it.
Like that is what lights me up. But yes, for anyone who is interested in learning more about human design, you can go to my website, abeautifulfix.com, and you can get your chart completely for free to learn what your human design is. At the bottom, if you scroll all the way down, there is a free guide of kind of your health and human design. If you want to go a little further, I also offer customized one-on-one 60-minute personalized readings. And for your listeners, if during checkout, if they do want that, during checkout, if in the little code box they just put Siri, I will then gift them my 17-page personalized human design report that has kind of
Wow.
everything in writing. That as well. And then
That's
the
a
last
major gift. I want that.
well,
Yes.
thank you. Yes, I like doing that because, when you go through a session with me, I do give you a recording and summary notes and all that, but it's nice just having something that you can also read in
Of
addition to having a
course.
conversation with
For
me.
sure.
And then the last thing is, if they are interested in those micro shifts, that a beautiful fix, those micro shifts, those 5 simple micro shifts, but that are powerful, that got me from being stuck and burned out to being where I am now and being very open to this new world that I've stepped in.
Yeah.
That is also available at beautifulfix.com. It's a free report. You can just go to your free gift and download that as
Amazing.
well.
That's amazing. You guys definitely take advantage of those two things because those are both incredible. And so we will stay in your world. Would you want us to be on Instagram with you, email you, sign up on your
Ev-
website? What?
Thank you. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, not as much. It's at a beautiful fix. You guys can certainly DM me. I love hearing from people. It's my favorite part of what I do. You can email me at tracy at abeautifulfix.com. And please, I'd love for you guys to listen on the podcast as well. The things that we've talked about today, I'm bringing, these women on the show to unpack a lot of this. And then, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I can't wait to listen back to this and soak it in again. Thank you, Tracy. You're a
thank you.
miracle. I really appreciate you so much and how you show up in the world and what your gifts are and the way you're being of service. Thank you. So, for our listeners, thank you for coming along for the ride. I hope that sparked something in you. Feel free to reach out to me or Tracy with questions or aha moments. Keep expanding your capacity to feel good one breath at a time, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow, what a gift it was to dialogue with Tracy, and I am just struck by how much ground we covered: burnout and reinvention, the power of microshifts, the freedom in human design, and that gentle but radical reminder that the answers we seek are already within us. Tracy embodies what it means to live aligned, and I hope that you're walking away with a little more permission to trust yourself, to choose beauty, and to follow the whispers of your future self. And if today's conversation stirred something in you, here are a few ways we can go deeper together. So the Authentic Creative Podcast, where you are now, Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss more conversations like this. And if you loved this one, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Goddess of Light retreats, sacred gatherings in Mount Hood Village, Oregon, along the Sandy River, where we step away from the noise and remember ourselves through breathwork, Reiki-infused ceremony, sisterhood, nourishment. You can explore upcoming retreats, link in the show notes, or go onto Instagram at Siri Thornton. Find me, email me, however you want to do it. Let's get on a conversation about that. One-on-one work for private Reiki, breathwork, Akashic sessions where we can go right into your unique medicine. You can connect with me directly. And then coming soon, Zoom community. This is going to be a low-cost circle for breathwork, cacao, spiritual tools, soul-deep connection from anywhere in the world. So you can reply to this, reach out to me once again. Thank you for being here, for listening, for expanding your capacity to feel good alongside me. I'm sending you love, and I can't wait to connect again soon. Loving you.